Science, Class 7, Chapter 6, Physical and Chemical Changes. Hello children, this is a video on physical and chemical changes of your NCERT Science textbook. In this video, I have explained the chapter. You can listen to the chapter, and then when we have a class, we can have a discussion and a doubt clearing session during the class. Now let us discuss about the various changes that take place around us. Dissolving sugar in milk, tearing of paper, setting milk to form curd, stretching of a rubber band, crushing a piece of chalk, and boiling water to form steam are common changes that we see around us. These changes, some of them are physical and some of them are chemical. We will be discussing about them in detail later. Here are some of the physical changes that can take place with paper. Paper can be cut, it can be torn, it can be shredded, it can be folded to give a new shape, it can be painted like a drawing, and we can write upon it, and we can even paste it to something else. These changes can make the paper look different in different ways. Some physical and chemical changes that take place in our daily lives are shown in this slide. Lighting of a match. In this, the match, when it is lit, ashes form and heat and light is reduced. Second is melting of a chocolate. When a chocolate left in the open in the heat melts and it changes into a sort of a semi-liquid state. This chocolate can be kept in the fridge and brought back into the solid state. This is again a change of state, but the chocolate remains the same, so it is a physical change. Freezing of water to ice is again a physical change because there is only a change in state that is taking place. Frying of an egg similarly is a chemical change because a new substance is being formed and the egg is being converted into a porch and we cannot get back the original substance. So it comes under the category of chemical change. Mixing paint to make a new color in a palette is also a chemical change because a new color is formed and we cannot get back the original colors from it. These are examples of some more physical and chemical changes that we observe. Lighting of a candle, rusting of a car, evaporation of water from puddles, frying of egg, fireworks, and frost forming on a car on a cold day. These changes also we observe in our day-to-day lives. From this we conclude that what are physical and chemical changes basically. In a physical change, matter changes form but not chemical identity. And in a chemical change, a chemical reaction occurs and new products are formed. We've discussed most of these examples in the previous slide, so you should be able to understand from this. Now let's understand what are physical changes. Physical changes do not result in the formation of a new substance and are reversible. The following are examples of physical changes: melting and freezing, boiling and condensation, forming a separable mixture. Like in the previous one, we saw how we can separate different colors of marbles. Now let's learn exactly what happens in a chemical change. Chemical changes result in the formation of a new substance and tend to be irreversible. The following changes often suggest that a chemical change has taken place. 1. There may be a change in color. 2. An evolution of a gas. 3. A change in temperature, it may become hot or cold. 4. The solution may turn cloudy. And 5. A change in pH may also take place. pH means acidity or basicity of a solution. Now let's understand the changes that take place in the molecular arrangement during physical and chemical changes. During a physical change, molecules only rearrange themselves as there is only a change of state. During a chemical change, new molecules are formed which are different from the previous ones. So, dear students, we now summarize the difference between physical and chemical changes in this. The physical changes only affect the physical properties. Chemical changes will affect both physical and chemical properties. Physical changes produce no energy. Chemical changes may produce energy in the form of heat, light, or sound. Physical change produces no new substance. The atoms are only arranged the same way in the products and reactants. And chemical changes produce new substance, then the atoms rearrange and form new compounds. Physical changes are generally easy to reverse, and chemical changes are not easily reversible without an additional chemical reaction. This is a reaction of copper sulfate on iron nail. In a test tube, we take blue copper sulfate solution, add an iron nail which is silvery in color, and we observe it after a while. After about 40 to 45 minutes, we observe these changes. The copper sulfate solution has turned green because now it is a solution of iron sulfate, and the copper nail, which was shining in the beginning, has now got a brown deposit on it. This is a chemical reaction that is taking place as shown in the picture. This is a beautiful picture to show you rusting of iron, and it's so beautifully animated. I really loved it. See, in this they have shown you the water, and water is acting on the iron which was shining and nice and bright, and being exposed to air, oxygen from the air, it has turned like that into rust. Now the reaction that's taking place here is that water and iron plus oxygen from the air, they react together and form rust, which we call it as iron oxide. So that is again brown in color, and we can see that iron atoms have a chemical change as pipes also rust. This is a very common thing, that if you leave something that's made of iron outside exposed for a long time, it becomes rusted, and so we have to find out various ways how we can prevent rusting. That we will discuss just soon. Rusting can be prevented by the following methods: painting, greasing, or applying oil. Applying a layer of paint or grease prevents the iron surface from coming in contact with air and water vapor, thus preventing rusting. Window grills, iron furniture, and iron bridges are painted, while iron tools and machine parts are greased with oil. Galvanization is the process of depositing a layer of zinc on iron. Iron pipes used at home to carry water are galvanized. The process of coating iron with a layer of chrome is known as chrome plating. Taps, bicycle handles, and car bumpers are usually chrome plated. Chrome plating and galvanization make iron resistant to the action of air and water. Now students, it's time to test your knowledge. Now let's conclude what we learned in the chapter. We learnt about physical and chemical changes, examples of physical and chemical changes, properties of physical and chemical changes, rusting as a chemical change, and methods to prevent rusting. Thank you.